Welcome to another episode of Solitaire Quest, episode 27. And I realize I don't do this often enough, but I haven't been doing it often enough. I've been forgetting to do it. And I apologize for the audio. I apologize for the audio. Yeah. Some point I'm gonna have to fight the social justice warriors! Turtles in a half shell! Oh man! Antifa Freddy. Antifa Freddy. A guy who fights fascism with fascism. Oh, man. So yeah. Reviewing episode 4 and 5 of Star Trek Discovery. These two reviews are condensed into one episode for clerical reasons. No reason in particular. No reason in particular. Just so we can have an even straight line of Orville and Star Trek Discovery episodes, because otherwise, So, yeah. I like how in every episode of Star Trek Discovery, there's like a previously part of the beginning of the episode that details like the last episode. Because apparently this is all just one plot. This is all just one condensed plot. So, yeah. Oh man. So we have the overdramatic replicator that, yeah, the scene where the clothes are being printed out. That was a bit too overdramatic. And yeah, the birds of prey in Star Trek Discovery, like all the other Klingon ships, just look terrible. Just freaking terrible. Like, I know. Okay, I know visually, the original designs for the Klingon ships, like, they're not bad, the original series, but they don't they don't they don't they don't they don't pop. They don't like they did in the original series. There were limited amount of budget for the models and all the ships and whatnot. I understand that, but if you're gonna do a Star Trek series, at least have fucking visual references to the goddamn fucking past of Star Trek, you fucking morons. And yeah, in the simulation battle they had on the screen, the simulation ends with them all dead. Like, I don't know the specific specs of the Discovery, but if you're like the Discovery, it should be the specs should be comparable to the original Constitution class cruiser. They should be comparable in weapons and power. They are visibly different in size. So, but no, the Discovery is a fucking cruiser, folks. And these Klingon warbirds they're a fraction of the size. They're a fraction of the size of the Discovery. And in what we've seen in the simulation, they should, a few warbirds shouldn't be able to destroy the Discovery in this battle simulation. Unless you're asleep at the goddamn fucking wheel, folks. I am calling bullshit. And then, yeah, in that scene, we had, the chick, the security officer chick. And she says, "We'll do better next time." And Lorca says, it will be hard to do worse." That is a metaphor. That is a great metaphor for for Star Trek Discovery and all of Kurtzman's Trek in general. That is a great metaphor, folks. Oh, that is a great metaphor. Next episode after this is just me gonna be ranting about the whole concept of Star Trek Lower Decks. I'm gonna be ugh. Uh, I gotta make content. I gotta make content. I'm gonna take whatever. I'm gonna take bites out of what I can. I'm gonna take some fucking lemons and I'm gonna make like sort of lemonade, but like these lemons are just horrible lemons, and I'm gonna try at least make one glass of lemonade or something. That'll be the content I'm making or something. I don't know. The metaphor is just mixed. And yeah, we have Lorca and Burnham. They were just walking through a corridor, and the lights in the corridor weren't automatically on. They just lit up as they walked through the ship. I guess that's great for like conserving power, but yeah. And inside Lorca's I guess I'd call it like a experimentation vault or something. I don't know. Wait, there's a dead Horta there, folks. A dead Horta. That's saying something about Lorca, folks. That is saying something. And yeah, I think he had some sword. He also had some swords in his gun collection. Like, I'm surprised those guns aren't like better locked up or something. I don't know. Because that's just another. If you're boarding that ship, you go there and yeah, you just find some ready active guns. So yeah. Yeah, Michael Burnham gets sent to discover the secrets of the tardigrade, and yeah. And then we go back to the Klingons, because I don't know, they couldn't pad this episode with more Federation Star Trek stuff. They couldn't pad this episode with it. They couldn't pad this episode with more, I don't know, character development for the Federation crew. No, we go to the Klingons, and yeah. The ship the ship with the cloaking device. Yeah, they've somehow sort of fixed the neck and whatnot. They've sort of rebuilt. I don't know, I wouldn't say rebuild, but like there's a bunch of Federation starship corpses there. I'm surprised. I'm surprised they didn't just take what resources they had and just build and then just fix up the Shenzhou or some other ship like that. I don't know why they couldn't have escaped. Take the cloaking device with them. They're back to Kronos. They can I don't know, do whatever. Yeah, so we have the supersized tardigrade that can teleport. So yeah, that's. I gotta reposition. I gotta reposition. Okay. Yeah. Oh, rewatching this. Rewatching this is. You already know this is crap. You're just here to get my take on it. I understand if you don't watch all my videos, you don't when you just pick and choose. I'm pre-recording all of these videos for I'm building a stockpile. I'm building a stockpile. Yeah, this is it's gonna be a big stockpile. It's gonna be, when I finally get, yeah, I'm admitting this right now. When this all gets to YouTube, I'm admitting it right now. I'm gonna have lots of episodes in the bank before I could start producing more new episodes, or I could just continue producing and then just have a big back catalog, or just like massive dumps, folks. I'm gonna dump as many of these episodes as I can feasibly onto YouTube. It's gonna be fine. So yeah, at the time of Star Trek Discovery, the entire Klingon Empire doesn't have cloaking technology, folks. Doesn't have cloaking technology in their fleet. I guess I don't know how they would have gotten it. I'm not naturally, but they don't have it. They don't all have it. I don't know if that's bad continuity, but that's just selling the Klingons short. Like, why couldn't they develop? Okay, I'm pausing. Okay, I'm back. I paused and now I'm back. I had a good hour-long chit-chat with my friend of mine. It called hour 40 minutes chit-chat. So I'm back. I have to edit this. I have to edit the two videos together now. So, just part of the process, folks. Part of the process. So, yeah. Like Lorca in general. He is a breath. He's a breath of fresh air. Star Trek Discovery. I can sort of respect him as a hard ass. I really think the actor who plays Lorca, he really sells it. He's good. And it's just shit what they do to his character arc later on in the season. I'm gonna get to that. But yeah. So yeah, the chief security officer, that chick. Okay. So that was gratuitous, needlessly so. That was gratuitous. That was just some gratuitous violence, how she gets killed by the tardigrade. And there's just no need to just off her like that. And we're back to in my notebook, we're back to the Klingons. And yeah, why didn't the crew of the Shenzhou self-destruct the ship? Why didn't they self-destruct the ship to prevent technology from going into getting into Klingon hands? I mean, yeah. And yeah, they didn't try to salvage the Shenzhou fly back to Klingon space. Yeah. And then yeah, they finally they fucking they finally figure out they finally figure out how to work the spore drive. They finally figure out how to do it. Or I think that was that the previous episodes. Or yeah, they figure it out. They figure out how to work the spore drive. They jump in, and what does the Discovery do? They jump in over the colony, and they destroy the birds of prey. Now, antimatter. Presumably, all the ships in the Star Trek universe are powered by it. Well, except for the Romulans, they've got the quantum singularities. But at this point in time, I think it's a non. I think it's I think it's all antimatter. But yeah, Discovery erasing those birds of prey right over the colony with all that with the antimatter stored in those birds of prey. Yeah. The Discovery might as well have just killed the colony themselves, folks. Cause antimatter exploding, yeah, that in large enough quantities. Antimatter exploding in large enough quantities, yeah, would have erased the mining colony. It would have just erased it. I don't know how much antimatter was inside those birds of prey, but I don't know. I mean, yeah. Oh, and then we got Michelle Yeoh come back. I should continue playing some Solitaire. Michelle Yeoh come back as a hologram, and yeah, that's a fucking waste of her. That was a fucking waste of Michelle Yeoh, folks. Which, yeah, could be said for most of these episodes of Star Trek Discovery. That they just offed her in the first little bit of it, and now yeah. So episode 5. Episode 5. Episode 4 had a really emo name. No, episode 5 had some sort of Latin name. I could have remembered those names, but no. So yeah, we have another previously section on STD because I don't know, episodic storytelling. I don't know. Episodic storytelling. It's apparently done for these people. Apparently every show has to be a goddamn one long continuous story arc for some god-awful freaking reason, because they're trying to emulate goddamn Game of Thrones and all these other all the fucking bullshit. Ugh. Oh, and Michael Burnham when she has that really weird dream sequence where she sees herself inside the tardigrade chamber thing, and she gets stuck with the poker thingamajigs that connect to the thingamajig. Screw it. I really think really needed I think we need a dubstep remix, folks. A dubstep remix of that scene. We need a dubstep remix. We need a dubstep remix. Oh, that was just weird. And yeah, Tilly gave Michael Burnham some good advice when they're having food and whatnot in the thing. That was weird. Okay. So then later on, yeah, there was a scene where Lorca tells the Admiral, the Lady Admiral, that he's in charge of his ship, and yeah, he asserts his authority. So the next scene is Lorca on a shuttlecraft getting kidnapped by Klingons. Getting kidnapped by Klingons. He's getting kidnapped by Klingons. Here, folks, I'm going full William Shatner. I'm going full ham and realizing I have to continue to play Solitaire. Because you've come here for the quest and the Solitaire. You've come here, folks, for the Solitaire and the quest. So, yeah. Really strange message here from the writers. Oh, really strange, right? Really strange message. Really, really strange messaging here. So immediately after a man asserts his authority in front of a woman, he gets kidnapped. Okay, I'm not gonna read. I'm not gonna read too much into that because if I do, I'd have to start drinking. And we had the Klingon ship that captured Lorca in the shuttle. Apparently, it was part of the D series of ships. The D series, folks. It didn't look like that. It really didn't look. It really, 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 really didn't look. Fucking the aesthetics. And yeah, why wasn't the Discovery, I don't know, at the starbase? Or why weren't they teleconferencing this shit over coded frequencies? Oh, and how did the goddamn Klingons learn that Lorca was the damn captain of the Discovery? And how did they learn that he was on that shuttle? I'm curious. I'm really curious. Like, yeah, and yeah, and then we had then Saru takes command, and he brings up noticeably. He brings up a list of decorated captains. I don't mind Saru taking command of the ship. I really think the focus on this episode should have been put on him taking command and having to have him see the responsibilities and see him struggle through being the captain of the ship or being in command. But yeah, Matthew Decker. I don't know if you know that name. I remember a Decker. The last Decker I remember, that was from Star Trek: The Motion Picture. And the guy, yeah, Decker was supposed to be the captain of the Enterprise. And the actor playing Decker was really young. really, or noticeably young. He was youthful. And in this series, Decker couldn't be a captain yet, because this is set before the original series and before the beginning of the movies. If anything, he should be the commander, or a third in command, or a lieutenant, something like that. And I like Saru. I like how he uses the computer to try and stay objective. Stay objective. That's in. I like that. The Saru as captain of the as captain, or as lead, as the commanding officer in charge. I think he does a good. I think he does a good job, relatively speaking. And we got Rainn Wilson as Mud. We got the guy from The Office as Mud, folks. We got Rainn Wilson, or I think that's his name. Oh, and a quote for the quote from this episode. I'll try to pronounce it properly. It's like, choose your pain. Someone should do a skit where you have two Star Trek, or you got like a Star Wars fan and a Star Trek fan. They're in prison, and you got the Klingons saying, "Choose your pain" to the Star Wars fan. And the Star Wars fan just says to the Star Trek fan, "That guy," and then the Klingon just hands a copy of Star Trek Discovery Season 1, or maybe even Season 2, to the Star Trek fan, and then just takes him away. You see the Star Trek fan screaming, like, "You bastard! No! No!" Oh, I love both the Trek and Wars, but that'd be a fun skit. Oh, that'd be a fun skit to do. I want to see that. Just for something fun to watch. There's more fun to watch than Star Trek Discovery. And yeah, we got a random guy inside the cell, the Starfleet officer. It just sort of gets killed. And you got the gratuitous violence, it just intensifies. And then we have Mud, used as a mouthpiece to bash Starfleet by the author of this god-awful story. Ugh. So yeah, the tardigrade is still named Ripper. Yeah, the tardigrade got named Ripper, folks, in the last episode. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, it got named Ripper. And then we got an explanation of the spore drive. Ugh. We got the F-bomb dropped by Tilly and the science guy. And we have Burnham berating Saru when he's being a respectful a responsible captain. You have Burnham just berating Saru, and yeah. And yeah, when and then we got in this episode, It makes Lorca actually sympathetic character when he explains that he mercy killed his last crew in order to prevent them from getting captured by the Klingons. You know, a nice story arc. Like, a nice story arc for Lorca. By the end of the series, you have them jumping around the ship and they get the scans necessary for the Klingon cloak. And then you have Lorca there, and it's like he says, okay, that was worth, okay. It's like he finally learns to live with himself. He finally learns to live with himself after he mercy killed his crew, because if he hadn't lived, he wouldn't be able to spearhead the scanning of the Klingon cloaking device. He wouldn't have been able to do it. He wouldn't have. A natural character arc for him would have been him finding sort of redemption, and him be realizing that maybe it's okay to live again or something. I don't know, because he's trying to end the war for the sake of his last crew that he mercy killed. Lorca in general, he's so, he was placed in this series to be like a darker Starfleet captain. I'm down with the darker Starfleet captain. I'm down with it. I can understand, like, Lorca mercy killing his crew it would be really hard. Would a normal Starfleet captain do that? Just mercy kill his crew? I don't know. It is hard to say. It is hard to say. But it's actually this actually would have been a good setup for the end of the season, with Lorca finding sort of like being able to breathe out again, like he's on edge. It would have been nice. It would have been a nice story. It would have been a nice story arc. A nice conclusion to his story arc, but they just pissed that away by bringing in the mirror universe and then just explaining away that he's from the mirror universe all along, and that's the reason why he wasn't really acting like a Starfleet captain. That's the reason. Would have bought this series just a shred more bit of credibility than it needed. If Lorca's character arc got a really satisfying ending than what we got, folks, I would hate Star Trek Discovery little less. They didn't bring in the mirror universe. They didn't fucking make Lorca to be from the mirror universe all along, and yeah. Then we have Saru making the hard choices. He's sacrificing the life of the tardigrade, who may be sentient, to death in order to save the crew. He's making the hard choices. And we see him as a really nice leader in this episode. I didn't mind that. So yeah, oh, what else? Yeah, the Klingon weapons look terrible. Not in the style of what was shown before. Again, because I don't know because I don't know these I don't know, because Alex Kurtzman doesn't do things halfway, I guess, when it comes to the aesthetics. He doesn't do things halfway. He has to completely destroy the established aesthetics and give us just new looking guns that don't reference back to the old material. Yeah. Then we have Ensign Tyler. Ensign Tyler. He's they escape from their cell, and they don't bring Mud along with them. That is really shitty and antithetical to Starfleet. Antithetical to what it would be to be a Starfleet officer to do that. That was just another piece of cold cruelty inserted into this series, which it fucking didn't need to be able to. Didn't fucking needed to be shoved in. Ugh. And yeah, Ensign Tyler. He's apparently too weak to continue moving on. So Lorca leaves him, and he's perfectly fine enough to beat up the Klingon woman, and yeah, perfectly fine to do that. But that's inconsistent. And the existence of Klingon snub fighters in Star Trek. Yeah. Oh, and not even and not even not even functioning practical snub fighters. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. What we get, like mostly, like a mostly glass, most of the mostly glass windowed huge ass snub fighters with huge ass glass windows. Didn't even get, and they look horrible. And yeah, almost. Well, and then Stamets, when they're able to jump out, when they rescue Tyler and Lorca, Stamets almost sacrifices himself. He almost does that. Now, killing off Stamets here and now, in this series. I think if he had been killed off now in this episode, it would have been a great, it would have been a huge shot of respect to this character, because this guy, ugh, he didn't make a good first impression in episode 3. And yeah, him just sacrificing himself would have been just a shot of respect for the guy. But he almost sacrifices himself. I'm not sure how I feel about him dying off right at the beginning or something like that. Maybe if they had saved that, maybe if they saved that to the end or something. Which, yeah, he does a shitload of jumps beforehand. Yeah. Hmm. And yeah, Saru saying he wasn't prepared for command when he acted really perfectly like a Starfleet officer should from what we've seen. And then he goes to Burnham for reassurance. Okay. So Burnham is not supposed to be not supposed to be a naturally emotional character. So he's just going to her for emotional counseling. That doesn't make any sense. And then they just jettison the tardigrade into space. Well, I mean, they don't try to give it some water. They don't try to get to revive it or anything like that. And then, yeah, we got Stamets in the mirror. Yeah, Stamets in the mirror, implying that there's supposedly a really nasty side effect to splicing yourself with tardigrade DNA. It's supposed to be an implication there's something bad, but the payoff to that is not. There's no payoff to that later on. So why effing bother having Stamets in the mirror just for like shock value or something like that? Okay. So yeah, I'll have to splice the two video. I'll have to put these two videos together, or I might just keep them separate. Because they are pretty. The second half of this video. The second half of this video is stretching over 30 minutes long. I'm gonna end it here. I'm the Blood Knight of the Old Republic of Bloodganistan. I don't say this enough, but I apologize for the audio. I'm gonna be continuing to watch Star Trek Discovery, so that should be punishment enough. And yeah, I'm gonna do a takeaway video, and then yeah, let's see what it goes from there. I'm the Blood Knight of the Old Republic of Bloodganistan. You already know that. Stay frosty, get your jewels in one where you can, and stay sexy, San Diego.